Just took a selfie on Facebook. Hey, you guys. Let's put this on silent. Okay. Hi, Facebook. Hi, Instagram. It's really interesting doing this at the same time. Okay. Hey, you guys. Happy Friday. Welcome to today's training, to today's live. It's our monthly live show in Becoming Radically Soul-Led Living. It's our Facebook group. And I've recently been going live on Instagram as well, just to share the vibes and share the activations and the energy and the upgrades and all of that. So welcome to today's live. It's all about beating your own drum. Now, hi there, on Instagram. Beating your own drum, there's many ways that you can actually look at that, and I would like to just highlight that there's a lot of background noise. I don't know if you guys can hear it. There's some construction work happening outside on our street. Anyway, we will move through that, and it's all part of the plan, right? Deconstructing, reconstructing, recreating reality, right? So beating your own drum. Beating your own drum can be looked at in various ways, like from a few different lenses. And if you're looking at it from the egocentric lens, which I think most of the world is actually looking at it from that lens, right? Beating your own drum can sound like somebody offering you some advice, which goes something like this, yeah, just, don't listen to what other people are saying. Do your own thing and, take the risks. Or even when you're speaking to a child, if you have children, you could say something to the child just ignore that, ignore them, and do what you feel is right for yourself, which is very good advice. And beating your own drum goes a lot deeper than that. And this is what I want to speak into today. So feel free to drop any comments and questions. Feel free to drop where you're joining us from in the chat, on Instagram and in Facebook. I think I can see the comments as they come in on Facebook, I think, but we'll see how we go. So I want to take you guys a little bit deeper into what beating your own drum really could look like, because something came through just before I came on this live, and I feel like I need to share it with you. It's really about the urgency of beating your own drum, the urgency of living through your soul light, the urgency of being plugged in at the soul level with your reality, which means no longer living a passive, standby life, right? It means being fully committed as a co-creator of your reality. It means knowing that you are the creator of your reality and taking responsibility for that full on. So if you can imagine, there's a child beating a drum, right? Just imagine a child beating a drum, brum, 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 brum. And this child feels the rhythm of their body, and the child is in the rhythm of their hands moving up and down, and the child is in the rhythm of this pulsating sound that is being expressed through this child's body, right? And it's essentially through this child's natural essence and natural expression. We've lost that as adults. We've lost that. There's no question about it. Okay. We've lost that as adults, and that's why my work is so important, and I'm so anchored into my work, and it's all about supporting women and men all around the world to integrate your divine soul codes, to embody your sovereignty, to be so deeply connected with the essence of who you are, so that you can be embodied in your, I said, sovereignty, and that you get to create your Eden and thrive in your Eden. Okay, so imagine that child playing its drum. And we can also look at the drum being an analogy of life, right? The analogy of life itself. So you're playing the game of life, right? You're beating this drum and you're creating a sound. I'm getting goosebumps sharing this with you because it's really powerful. You're creating a sound. You're creating a frequency. You're creating ripple effects out into the world. Now, as adults, we're already doing that with every single voice you share, a word, every single thought you have, every single emotion that you get to express or suppress, right? It's all energy. It's all consciousness. It's all being rippled out through the drum of life, right? And you are an amplifier of that. You're actually a transmitter. You're the conduit of this life force that moves through you, through the drum, through your actions, through your business, through your children, through your cooking, through your expression. Okay, so I want you to go a little bit deeper around what it means to beat your own drum. It's not just doing things that you like. It's not just listening to music that you like. It's not just ignoring what other people say. It's not just not comparing yourself to others. It goes so much deeper. And that's why I'm here today. And this topic has just like fired me up today. And it's not scripted. I've got like 5 lines on this piece of paper that I just set out before I sat down. Because this is a living energy that you get to receive. It's a living energy of light that you get to receive. Okay, so I would like you to just think about, like, what does beating your own drum mean to you? Just consider that. And if you feel like you want to drop that in the chat, go ahead and drop it. If you knew that you could be in your divine essence and be beating your own drum exactly how your soul was designed to do that, and you're creating your Eden and you're living and thriving your paradise, whatever paradise looks like to you. Okay, I'm not talking about the paradise that the movies show us. I'm talking about your paradise. And you're doing that. What does it feel like? What does it look like? Who are you being in that reality? Because that's possible. That's possible. It's just that you might not be experiencing it now because you've been distracted, and that's okay. You've been pulled this way and that by the ebbs and flows of life. You've been pulled this way and that by the conditioning of the world, which is, honestly, it's conditioned with fear, it's conditioned with programming, and it's conditioned with lack and scarcity, right? And beating your own drum, living and thriving in your Eden, means that you actually get to be out of that conditioning, out of that matrix, and redesigning your paradise, your matrix, your Eden. And I often imagine, like, if everybody on the planet was doing that, was truly beating their own drum, like truly at the soul level, we wouldn't be in this mess that we're in right now. Okay. We would all be living the collective Eden on this earth. So essentially it boils down to know thyself. Know thyself, right? That's something that we read in the Bible. It's something that we see like gurus saying, and it's not something like out of this world. Know thyself. The more you know thyself, the more you know your strengths, the more you know your weaknesses, the more you know your triggers, the more you know about your dreams, your Eden, the more detailed you know, the more you tap into that frequency, the essence of your Eden, the more you can actually merge with it and become it. Okay. So know thyself also means awaken to your Eden, which means, right, I'm just taking you on a little bit of a journey, which means that you get to awaken to a deeper connection, a deeper knowing about who you are at your core. So remember that little child who is beating her drum, his drum, and that child is just in the most amazing like vibration and space of time and reality and dimensions. Imagine living that reality every single day. It's not impossible. I'm telling you, it's not impossible. So know your Eden, know thyself, awaken to your Eden, awaken to who you truly are at your core, awaken to your gifts, awaken to everything that you're connected to in this world and beyond, awaken to where you came from, right? Your source, how you were created, awaken to the divine intelligence that is this body, which, yes, it's a physical body, right? But it's not just this, what you see. We have multiple layers of our bodies, multiple physical layers, as well as multiple energetic layers that makes up the body, the human body, okay? And within this intricate design of how we've been made, of how God breathed life into us, there is a very, very, very high intelligence at work. And it's been, you probably know this already, but if you don't, maybe I'm like just gonna ping you here, and that's just like drop some seeds that since the beginning of who knows when, God knows when, we've been programmed and conditioned to be disconnected from who we truly are at our core, to be disconnected from our spiritual self, our connection to spirit, our connection to source. It's, do your research and you'll find so many things, from calcification of the pineal gland to the medical industry to all of this stuff, right? Keeping the human heart, keeping the human soul as separate as possible from its divinity, okay? So when you awaken to your soul's essence, when you awaken to who you truly are at your core, when you awaken to your Eden, you begin to awaken your codes. You begin to awaken your specific coding, your blueprint coding, that is going to catalyze and trigger you and drive you to changing, recreating your reality. So there's 3 phases, right? You awaken to your Eden, and you discover what it's like to beat your own drum, right? Then you start to recreate your reality so that you're in that divine Eden, so that your reality reflects that back to you. It reflects the inner consciousness of what you've shifted into, moving from a place of lack and scarcity, fear, programming, control, manipulation, malfunction, reverse coding, and all that stuff, into a space of being in your divine essence and truly connected to your gifts, truly connected to the power of who you are, to the power of what you're connected to on this plane and beyond, and why you're here. Okay, so that you can create any reality you actually want. You're responsible for creating your current reality at all levels, on all levels, no matter what that looks like. And we can have a conversation around that and why that looks the way it does. There's science behind it. And then once you've recreated your reality and you're living in your recreated reality, and you're manifesting, and you've done it, right? You're in that space. That's when you actually can start like expanding your ripple, expanding your vibration, expanding your Eden to the world. That's when it no longer becomes about you. It goes beyond you. It goes beyond your personal growth, your personal experiences, your personal healing. It's all connected anyway, right? There is only you here anyway, right? And it goes into, okay, how can I support the world? How can I support humanity? How can I support my community? How can I keep showing up in the unconditional love of who I am, of why I was created, of how I get to serve and bring my soul purpose, soul mission, soul fire to like online every single day. And when I say online, I don't mean online like online on the internet. I mean online, like awaken it and bring it online. So beating your own drum starts to become a how can I put it? It starts to become a very powerful experience of transformation. It then becomes an experience of changing the world, and that gets to look like however you choose, however you're being called to show up in the world. Maybe for you, changing the world is, I don't know, it might be writing a book. It might be, you know, creating that website. It might be starting that blog. It might be resigning from that job and, you know, volunteering for some organization. It might be donating to a charity that is dear to your heart. You know, changing the world gets to be whatever it is for you, right? So beating your own drum is not only about your drum. Okay, now I'm going to expand it now. It's not only about your drum. It's about how your sound frequency, how your vibrational power, because your voice has power, your body has power. Even the way you move your body has a frequency. It has a ripple effect, okay? You have an effect on the planet, and you get to realize that, and you get to own that and be intentional with that. So when you start to beat your own drum intentionally, knowing that you're deeply connected to your soul essence throughout your core, knowing that you have an impact on the world with your thoughts, your expressions, your emotions, you get to start thinking in ways like, oh, so what else can I create? How else do I get to impact? How else can I support this planet through my light, through my service, through my heart portal, through my own beating of my drum that I'm so deeply connected with, that I'm so passionately aligned and in resonance with, to the point where you're connected to it all. There is no separation, to the point where you are overwhelmed by love. You are overwhelmed by peace, and you're not swayed by the distractions and the fear and the bullying and the manipulation that's going on in the world. You get to beat your drum, and that drum gets to be loud sometimes. It gets to be soft sometimes, and that's part of the cycles, right? It's part of your cycles. And you will get to know your cycles. And that's when you come in tune. Know thyself. It's all related. Know thyself. Know thy sound. Know thy voice. Know thy truth. Know thy law. It's a bit of rambling here. Tongue-tied. Know thy purpose. Right? So I hope this is landing for you guys. I hope it's inspiring you and really helping you to feel a little bit more connected to purpose, to mission, to, you know, soul-led living, and starting to get radical about your life. Because like I started in the beginning, the world needs you. The world needs you to come online with your soul essence. The world needs every single human, every single soul, heart on this planet to come online, for the soul to come into connection. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take, but if you're here and you're watching this, then maybe this is a sign for you that you get to beat your own drum at the soul level. None of this surface level, passive, unintentional stuff. Soul level beating of your drum, so that at any point in time, you get to amplify your frequency. You get to amplify the love. You get to amplify, turn that dial right up, so that there's no limit. There's no limit to the light that you get to express. There's no limit to what you can create. There's no limit to who you get to, the word move is coming. Thanks, Norma. So just like a few, like I'm picking up on maybe some hacks or guides or tips on how you get to, how to know that you're beating your own drum, right? Hey, Natalie, how do you know that you're beating your own drum? How do you know that it's at the soul level, you know, this experience that you're having of your reality? So for one, you feel empowered when you're in your truth, when you're expressing your truth, you feel empowered. And you're very compassionate about how your empowerment affects others, right? So it's coming from a very compassionate, ecological place inside. It's not on the ego level at all, your empowerment. Okay. When you're beating your own drum at the soul level, even though you may have like hard days, especially if you're in business or if you're a mom and you have kids and you know you're running your business, even though like you may have like days where you feel like you know you really don't feel like showing up and you really don't feel like doing what you said you were going to do, when you're beating your drum at the soul level, that connection to your soul essence is going to support you to show up anyway. It's going to support you to show up anyway through those days where you may be being like in conflict because of the collective energy that is around you. You may be in conflict because of things not looking the way you thought they would, right? And then your ego's coming in and saying, yeah, but it shouldn't look like this way. I thought it would be different, blah, blah, blah. That's all ego, okay? But when you're beating your own drum at the soul level, you're able to like put that stuff to the side and show up anyway, okay? How else do you know if you're beating your own drum at the soul level? You can ignite whenever you want. Like you can access excitement, love, joy, peace at the snap of a finger. Because when you've connected to your soul essence, when you've made that connection and you've discovered, oh my gosh, wow, I never knew I was all of that and all of that and all of that. You sort of get, it's like this knowing that it can never be taken away from you. It's this truth that comes in and can settle into your bones that you are here to create this ripple effect. You are here to share this wisdom and insight and knowledge, to serve in whatever way it is you're serving, to show up. And that's how it gets to be. Okay, so it's this instant access to a different state that is elicited from this deep soul connection that you've created through your heart, through, you know, maybe through activations, maybe you're working with somebody energetically or a coach or a mentor, and you've done this inner work. Okay, if you haven't, you get to do that, right? There's so many opportunities now. So it's that piece of, it's three steps, right? Awakening to your Eden, which is discovering who you truly are, making that deep connection with your soul essence, with your true self, with the authentic essence of who you are beyond this physical body, right? Okay, that's your Eden. Because when you connect with that, you can then connect with the bigger picture of why you're here, and that's the Eden. So The second piece is once you've connected to that Eden and to your essence, you get to recreate your reality. That's the hardest part. I won't lie. That's the hardest part, because you have to go back home or wherever you are. You have to be in your reality, your 3D, and you've got to make those decisions to possibly leave the job to start the business, or move towns, countries, schools, because your soul is guiding you to do that, right? So you've made this connection, you've now connected and anchored in, and now you're starting to get insights. Now you're starting to get like guidance, and your intuition and your wisdom is like tapping you. And now you're going to like make those shifts so that your reality gets to change. Okay. Hey, Mark. If you don't do that, you will never create your Eden, because you're literally not following what your soul is guiding you to do, right? So recreating your reality is the hardest part, because it's those hard decisions that you've got to follow. It's that aligned action that mentors, coaches are all talking about, taking the aligned action from that guidance. It's following through with the aligned action without attachment, just intention. Okay, so it is the new job, new career, new school, new town, new cities, new relationships, letting go of some old relationships, like really letting go, making the space for Eden to start landing in as an infrastructure. It's literally, guys, it's literally like building blocks, like pillars that start like coming into this energy body of yours, light pillars of light that start to build up inside of you. With each aligned action step that you take, these pillars of light start to take hold, and it actually supports your body to extend that vibration of your soul essence. So we need that. You have to take the aligned action. You have to take the risks. You have to trust. You have to surrender. You have to know that you're held, that you're protected when you're beating your own drum. Okay. And then, so that's the hardest piece of recreating your reality. And I advise you, like if you're in that space right now, like if you've connected to your soul essence and you know who you are, you know why you're here, and now you're busy in the process of recreating your reality, and you're doing it alone, I highly, highly recommend you hire somebody, hire a coach, hire a mentor. Doesn't matter who it is. Somebody that you feel that you're in resonance with, somebody that you've been following maybe for a while, somebody that you feel connected with. Hire them, even if it's for a short term, for a short time. Hire them, because they're going to be able to support you so that you feel like you can trust. They're going to be able to support you when you're feeling like you're doubting yourself, you're doubting your decisions, you're afraid. They're going to be able to support you. So don't be afraid to get support in that step of recreating your reality. And a very wise friend just told me, like, one day, a marriage is not an island, a friendship is not an island, a relationship is not an island. Relationships cannot be one-sided. They break down, they dissolve. You need somebody else to have a relationship, at the least. Okay. And in terms of like hiring somebody, at the least, you need Google, right? So Google can be your coach. And it's just going to take a really, really long time to shift through the stuff that you need to shift to recreate your reality. Then, third piece is the part of the expansion of your Eden. And this really, this is the place where the world starts to receive you on a whole new level. And it's where you actually get to make the impact that you're here to make. It's not about you anymore. It's about the world. And it's about going beyond the me. And it's now the we. Okay. So that's basically what I want to share about beating your own drum, guys. I hope, like, if you have any questions, just drop them in the chat, drop them in the Facebook group, and I will definitely respond. Where you can reach me, if you are not on my email list, I highly advise you get on there. There's a few links in my bio on Instagram. Hop on there, choose one of them to sign up to my email list. There's a few there, the options there. I think there's a free activation that you can sign up for there, and you will come in and you will get a beautiful recording of an activation. And I almost forgot, on Sunday, can't believe I'm forgetting this. On Sunday, it's my birthday. I think I'm turning 43. And I'm actually having a very, very exciting weekend, and I want to celebrate with you. And I will share what that gets to look like in my stories later today. My email list is going to get the first heads up on what I'm doing. It's a beautiful, beautiful offer. It's a beautiful gift. It's a beautiful opportunity to actually get support, you know, to actually have a coach in your corner for 30 days. 30 days. I'm giving away too much. So keep your eye on my stories, and you'll learn more about that today and over the weekend. I'm going to share my stories, what's going on. And thank you so much for watching this live. Thank you so much for watching the replay. Just hashtag replay if you're watching replay. And I love you, and I'm here for you. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. And remember to, you know, start beating your own drum at the soul level. Create your Eden. Love you guys. Bye. Bye.